Hi everyone, this is Caly with craftincaly.wordpress.com. I'm so glad you're here to join me today for my first card in over 4 months. As you can imagine, having a newborn kind of sets me back a little bit, but I wanted my first comeback card to be something really neat that I could share with you. So I am sharing an infinity card with you. It's called the Never Ending card or the Infinity card. But it's got 4 sides to it and it keeps looping over and over and over again. So anyway, to get started, I wanted to share with you what products I am using today. I'm using the My Favorite Things Homespun Gingham pack. I love this green color that matches with the cardstock that I'm using by Stampin Up. All of my cardstock and inks are from Stampin Up. So this green one here matches that green mint macaron that you see really well in the back there. And then I'm using a stamp set with these adorable elephants by My Favorite Things. And quickly wanted to show you how I store them. So these little storage sleeves here are just sheet protectors that I've cut off the end where the hole punch reinforcers are, and I just store my scraps in there. I wanted to show you that. Now for this particular project, I am going to make a card that fits into an A2 envelope, and you're going to need a trimmer that cuts or has marks on it that will cut 1/16 of an inch. Using a standard sheet of cardstock, which is 8.5 by 11, you're going to cut that in half lengthwise, and then you're going to use one of the panels to cut your card base. And each of these 4 pieces is going to be the same size. If you missed my annotation, that measurement is 4¼ by 2 1/8 inches. So you'll have some left over, and I'm just going to put that in my little scrap sleeve here and set it aside. I'm also going to use my trimmer as a scoreboard because I don't have another trimmer that scores 1/16 of an inch. So this trimmer is super handy for this. I'm going to score each of these panels 1 1/16 of an inch from each side or end. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that those creases are good and well burnished. And I'm going to go ahead and butt 2 pieces up together and adhere it together with some temporary tape. Now this is just to hold it together while you create your card base, so you don't want anything permanent at this point. So I'm going to put some Micropore tape on that, and then I'm going to mark my panels because I want to make sure I don't get glue where I don't need glue to be. So I'm going to mark it. You can do 1 inch. I'm marking it at 1 1/16 of an inch because that's what Darlene DeVries did when I was watching her do this. So I'm following her directions to a T here, but I think that 1 inch is fine. Once I get those marked, you can see it closer up here. I just want to apply glue in those 4 corners. So those little markings will help me not eyeball it or overshoot it when I go to adhere my second panel and add glue to that to make my card base. So I have this sitting here to dry, and once it's dry you can remove that Micropore tape that you put, or whatever adhesive you use. And then you want to test out your card base and make sure that it opens up freely. If it sticks anywhere, you just want to make sure that there's no card overlap or overhang, I should say. Here I'm using Neenah Solar White cardstock. I'm going to be using some Copic coloring, so I'm also using the My Favorite Things Black Hybrid ink, which is Copic friendly. I'm going to stamp everything I think I'll use, and I'm going to go ahead and color it with some warm grays for the elephant. I am starting with a darker color and then blending with light, adding darker color, and then going over it with light again. I just happen to use this technique this time, but sometimes it's easier for some people to just go ahead and shoot for the light and then color it with the dark and then blend again with light. It's 3 steps instead of 4. It's just whatever helps you color and achieve the best color that you want to achieve. I'm going to use another darker gray to color in the feet and highlight the little toes on the elephants here. I'm using some blush R20, and then to mute that pink, I'm going to go over it with the lightest gray that I use to color these elephants. So now I've fussy cut these elephants, and when you fussy cut up to the color, up to the image like this, it's always nice to use a dark marker, a black marker, to clean up those ends and make it look more refined, as opposed to leaving a raw edge that's white from cutting it. So now you have your card base with all these little panels from the folds and the scores and the cuts. You want to create mats for those. So you want to cut these little mats that are in those various sizes. And so what I did was I started cutting all those little sizes and just cutting 4 of each size in the 2 different colors that I used. So I have 4 2x2s of the gingham paper and 4 of the mint macaron, and then I cut 4 additional of the smaller sizes and then the little squares. So anyway, you can stamp your own background. You don't have to use patterned paper. It's whatever you want to do. And you could use solid paper in 2 different colors also for those little panels. It's however you want to decorate your piece. This is how I've chosen to do it. And I know that Darlene DeFries actually made her own patterned paper using stamps. So if you're a part of that community, be sure to check out her video because it's awesome. And if you're not, I hope you can follow along with my directions just fine. So I decorated my front panel, and then I decided I needed more elephants and didn't want to use plain pattern paper for the second panel, so I went ahead and colored some more, and I went ahead and adhered that. So as you can see, it's a lot of gluing and a lot of adhering of papers and stamping if you want to decorate more. So this is the third panel that I'm working on. I decided to use the happy birthday from my initial stamping, and I've cut that sentiment out from the white paper that I stamped it on and just adhered it directly onto those panels. It changes the look up a little bit because you're not gluing matting pieces down, but that's how I decided to do it. So you can decorate it however you like. I messed up on the stamping here, so I'm going to go in with my mint macaron Stampin' marker and fill that butterfly in. Now for my final side, I am going to adhere the rest of my paper on here, and I've decided to keep one of these blank so that I can add my own personal message for the recipient. So I'm going to glue on my last elephant on the left, and I don't know if you noticed earlier, but I had to redraw in the hairs that I cut off these elephants. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And then I'm going to add some stitch marks onto that right panel just to give it a little bit of interest and to finish off my card. And that really wraps up my card. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you'd like to see from me in the future if you can give me ideas. I want to bring you new things or things that you want to see, and a lot of times I just create cards on a whim. So anyway, just leave me a note, and I appreciate everyone for watching today. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.